The NFL season starts in 4 days. I forgot to count for a second. So I'm doing a tier list here for the number of wins each team's going to get. I changed out the bottom two, 4 to 6 and 1 to 3, to be number 1 pick contenders and high school team. And spoiler alert, I don't think anybody's going to go in the high school team. I think the closest would have to be the Browns or the Cowboys. Maybe the Panthers too, but at the same time, they got some new talent on each of those teams. Well, not Dallas. They lost all their talent except for CeeDee Lamb. So if anything, I'm just going to go ahead and put the Cowboys there. They traded away Micah Parsons. They're not going to be good. They're probably going to get the number 1 pick next year. Jerry Jones just loves to watch his organization suffer. Now, the 49ers are an interesting one because I feel like they should be a good team, but at the same time, they should have been really good last year, and they just weren't. They couldn't get it together. They're gonna get Christian McCaffrey back, so I'm gonna put them 7 to 8. 7 to 8 wins seems reasonable, seems respectable for them. The Arizona Cardinals. I feel like the Cardinals have a decent chance. They got Trey McBride, James Conner, Marvin Harrison Jr. I forgot his name for a minute. They drafted that defensive tackle in the first round this year. I think they'll be decent. I don't think they're going to be spectacular. I'm really debating between, are they better? Are they on the same tier as San Francisco, or are they down there with the Cowboys? I think they're right on the teeter-totter line between 6. I'm going to put them there. I'll put them there. I'll say they're going to get 7 wins. That's my guess. The Baltimore Ravens, the team that should have won the Super Bowl like the past 3 years in a row. What is it? They've won the AFC conference. They're the AFC conference champions the past 2 years in a row, and they can't get past to the Super Bowl. They can't win the championship. They just can't. They're cursed. They suck in the playoffs. I don't know what happens. Their talent disappears. It's like they have a curse put on them. But I think they're the first team and one of the only teams that's going to be teetering on that line between 14 to 17 and 12 to 13. I think I got to put them 14 to 17. They're so good. They're so good. They still got Derrick Henry. They still got Lamar Jackson. They still got Zay Flowers. They still got Kyle Hamilton. They got talent out the wazoo on both sides of the ball. They just added Mike Green to that defense. I think they're going to be good. The Bills are another team that I think could be up there with the Ravens. I think the Bills are... I think they're going to get 13 wins. I think the Ravens will get 14. I think the Bills are going to get 13. I really honestly don't know what's happened. I don't think much has happened with them in the offseason, has it? The only player I know that they added, it was like a 4th round pick or something, Deion Walker. Scary ass motherfucker. But I don't know. I think they're going to be the same good old team that we've seen last year. Maybe they'll be able to put it together and get a championship win. I think the Bills and the Ravens are both really good contenders to make it to the Super Bowl this year. Now, why don't we go ahead and stay in the same division here and put my Cincinnati... I should have put my shirt on. Let me get my clothes out of the way. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, that's a Bengals blankie that my mommy got me for Christmas. My mommy and daddy got me that because I'm a Bengals fan. Joe Burrow. I would marry him. Jamar Chase, I would marry him. T. Higgins, I'd marry him. Trey Hendrickson, I'd marry him. That's about the only people. Well, Chase Brown, I'd probably marry him too. That's about the only people on the Bengals I would marry. But this isn't a Bengals marriage tier list. I think, realistically, I think the Bengals are teetering on that line of 14 to 17. I don't think the defense is as bad as people are saying. It's just, it's the cool thing to say that the Bengals defense sucks. Yeah, the defense was awful last year. But I don't think that was because of the talent. I think the defense, obviously it's not the best in the league by any means, but I think it's a mid-tier defense. We're going to keep Trey Hendrickson this year, the sack leader from last year. We got a new defensive coordinator, the one from Notre Dame. He was the line coach a couple of years ago whenever we went to the Super Bowl. So we're in good hands now. So I think realistically, I'm going to do it. This may be rose-tinted glasses. I think the Bengals are going to get 14 wins this year. And if I'm wrong, put me on the cross. I'll die for my sins. Carolina Panthers. Well, now we're back down to hell. I like how do you say his name? Tetaroya McMillan. I like him. He's a good receiver. I think he's going to add a lot to that team. But overall, I don't see the Panthers going anywhere crazy. Chuba Hubbard's good. They got some talent. They're a very young team. I think they're like one of the youngest in the league. I'm pretty sure the oldest guy on that team, at least on their defense or something I heard, was like 26. I think, this is another tough one. I don't think they're going to be as shitty as last year, but they're still not going to be good. They're definitely going to be better than Dallas, but are they going to be better than the Cardinals? No. They're going to get like 6 wins probably. The Bears are another team that, once again, young team, some good talent. They got Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, Caleb Williams. Don't they got Montez Sweat still too? That dude's a fucking demon. But realistically, I don't think Caleb Williams is as good of a draft pick as everyone thought he was going to be. He had some glimpses last year, but I think he needs some more time to develop until they can become a better team. And, you know, like they say, the captain, or the ship goes down with the captain, or whatever the fuck that saying is. That was completely wrong. I think they're going to be better than Dallas still, but not as good as the Panthers. They'll get like 5 wins. Now, the Browns are the team that I want to put in high school team, genuinely. I may be eating my own words. I may look like a big stupid idiot if the Bengals start out slow and they lose the first game of the season to the Browns. But that's a risk I'm willing to take, because I just don't see a single reality throughout all the multiverses where the Browns are better than any other team in the league. They suck. They're awful. They have like 4 quarterbacks. None of them are that good. The best one is Deion Sanders' son. Primetime ain't out there slinging the ball. Unfortunately, that'd probably be better than any other quarterback they have right now. Because right now, their starting lineup, they got Joe Flacco as the quarterback, then Dylan Gabriel, then Shedeur Sanders, and then Deshaun Diddy Watson. And I think Joe Flacco's the best hope they have. I think Shedeur's better than Dylan Gabriel. I think he should be the backup, and he should come in like maybe halfway through the season. But it doesn't matter. I had hope for Quinshon Judkins. I drafted him in one of my fantasy leagues. I thought he was going to make the team a little bit better, but then he has like domestic abuse charges or something, so he may not even be, he's not going to be playing for a little bit this season, it looks like. David Njoku is like the only good, well, they got fucking Myles Garrett. What am I talking about? Anyways, but regardless, they're high school team. The Broncos, Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, Pat Surtain II, Drew Greenlaw, Zach Allen. Who's not to like on that team? They got a lot of players on both sides of the ball. They got Marvin Mims. Who else did they get at wide receiver? Troy Franklin. The only iffy part of that team is the running back room, because their starter is going to be J.K. Dobbins. That dude, he's kind of over his hump, you know, but they got RJ Harvey as the backup. They got enough recipes in the pot to make a good stew. So I'm going to say 9-11, never forget. But they do have potential to be a 12 win team, I think. I think they may make it to the playoffs. They're probably going to make it to the playoffs again. The Lions had a pretty rough story last season. Lost to the Commanders in the championship game. But the Commanders were on fire last year. But the Lions were the team that everyone favored to make it to the Super Bowl, if not win the entire Super Bowl last year. So it was a bit of an upset, a bit of an unexpected Cinderella story. But I still think they're going to be really good. They're going to probably, I don't know if they're going to do better than the Bills. I think they'll be on par with the Bills. They'll probably make it to the NFC Championship again. Now, the Eagles, the contending Super Bowl champs, I would be stupid to not put them at the top of the list, because they have basically the same exact team that they did last year. The Eagles, I would be stupid to not put the Eagles back at the top of the list. They're probably going to get like 14 or 15 wins. They're going to be the best team in the league again, because they didn't really lose anybody. I mean, they got Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. Oh my God. It was so satisfying seeing Saquon Barkley get released from the Giants because they didn't want to pay him, and then he goes over to the Eagles, and then he dominates and is the best rusher in the entire league. He got almost 2,000 yards, didn't he? So yeah, not much to say. Eagles dominate. The Falcons. Falcon punch. Is Kirk Cousins still the quarterback? I think they're right there. I don't think they're going to be as bad as Dallas, but they're not going to be good. I love Bijan Robinson. He was my first pick in fantasy at the number 2 spot, but he's cursed. You know, he's just on an unfortunate team. Very reminiscent of Saquon Barkley's situation with the Giants, but yeah, the Falcons just ain't that good. They ain't good at all. They got Drake London and they got Bijan Robinson, and that's about it, pretty much. The Packers are a team that I really like this year. I wasn't a huge Packers fan until Micah Parsons went over there, and now I'm bandwagoning with my boy Micah. Love that guy. I think they're going to be better than the Bills. I think they have a really high ceiling, may even be right there. That's my controversial take. They're going to be 14-17. They were insane last year. They made it really far, and the addition of Micah Parsons is only going to make them even better and push them even further. It may be the extra boost, the extra dose of ketamine, the extra needle in the arm that they need to make it to the big game, to the big dance. But they're going to have to beat the Eagles first. The Texans are a team. They're definitely one of the teams of all time. CJ Stroud, I don't know. He had an insane rookie year, sophomore slump. We'll see if he can do something in his junior year. I like him. I think he's good. I think he's definitely going to go up from last year. Joe Mixon's hurt, though. It's questionable if he's even going to play this year. it seems like. Tank Dell got shot and then came back from the dead, so that dude's a unit. I love Tank Dell. Stephon Diggs is on there. Nico Collins is an absolute dog, a unit. And Will Anderson Jr. is awesome too. I like them. I think they're going to do better than San Francisco. Maybe like 8 wins max. Maybe 9 if they're lucky. They might be up there with the Broncos potentially. The Colts, yeah. I just ain't got much faith in you. I don't even really want to talk about them. The Jaguars, they got fucking the double side two-faced guy. What's his name? The guy that plays on both sides of the ball. Travis Hunter. Yeah, the whole girlfriend scandal or whatever that happened with that guy. The Jaguars. I think they have one of the most fraudulent quarterbacks in all of NFL history. Don't let his handsomeness fool you. Trevor Lawrence is not that good. Who did he play for in college? Wasn't it Syracuse? Or was it Clemson? I don't know. I know they played LSU in that one big game. Him and Joe Burrow played against each other, duked it out. LSU stomped them, and he was the first overall pick, wasn't he? And he just really hasn't lived up to that. But the rest of the Jaguars, they got some good talent. They got some impressive players in different key positions. Brian Thomas Jr. I think he's one of the best receivers in the league. I think he is up there in top 5 talks for sure. Tank Bigsby's a decent running back. Travis Etienne's, he's good too, but I don't know. I think they're right there above the Panthers. Once again, I think they're going to be getting one of the top draft picks next year. The Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs could somehow just have like a 2-11 record and still make it to the Super Bowl. I know that's not even possible, but they would find a way to make it happen. They had some of the most voodoo, curse, witch, magic wins in the world history of football last year and somehow still made it to the Super Bowl only to get their ass kicked. But I think they're still going to find a way to get 12 and 13 wins, and they're going to make it to the playoffs. They're probably going to make it to the AFC Championship. Hopefully the Bengals can beat them like they did in 2021 and then maybe finish it out and win the whole thing this time. Don't lose to the Rams. Speaking of the Rams, they're good. As long as Matthew Stafford can stay healthy for a whole season, his back doesn't break. Unlikely. Probably not going to happen. I think they have a 9-11 record team. Puka Nacua, dog. They picked up Devontae Adams this year too, and they got Tutu Atwell out there with them. So they got some threats, They got some people that need to be covered. They also got Blake Corum as a backup to Kyron Williams in case he goes down, because he's getting up there in age. Maybe he doesn't have much left in him. But they got a good roster. They got a really, really good roster. So I think they're going to be one of the mid-tier teams. They could be a wild card contender, but time will tell. The Chargers, Omarion Hampton, I really like him. I think he's going to do really good. Justin Herbert, on the other hand, I think he gets the most excuses in the league out of any quarterback. I know Joe Burrow gets a lot of excuses. I think Joe Burrow earns those excuses, though. Dude had a record season last season and didn't even make the playoffs. Same thing with Jamar Chase. But, that whole team's kind of just cursed, I feel like. I think they'll do decent. Probably like 9 to 10 wins is their cap, but I don't see them going anywhere else, really. The Raiders. The Raiders have one of the most promising rookie quarterback of maybe all time. Ashton Jeanty. Omarion Hampton would be the talk of the town if Ashton Jeanty wasn't in this same class, because Ashton Jeanty looks NFL ready already before he even got there. So I think he's going to be top 3 running back this season for sure. It definitely in touches and probably in production. And they still got Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is an absolute unit. Best tight end in the league. Up there with, I think McBride's a close second. And don't forget about George Kittle. Put some respect on his name when you talk about tight ends. I know a tight end when I see one. They still got Max Crosby too. Geno Smith is going to be their quarterback, which I guess is an upgrade from last year. But at the same time, Geno Smith still kind of sucks. But they also got Jacoby Myers and Amari Cooper out there. So they got some depth on that offense now. They got Jermaine Pratt on the defense too. I forgot about that. But they should have a decent season. I really don't see them going super far. I think they're right up there with San Francisco, maybe a little bit worse. I think they're going to cap out at about 7 to 8. The Dolphins now, I'm just going to go ahead and do that because I really don't see them going anywhere. Tyreek Hill's washed up now. Jalen Waddle, never have been really a big fan of him. Devon Achane is still awesome, though. One of the best running backs in the league. He's questionable to even play right now. Tua is he's been hitting the head so many times that I forget how he even plays. So I think I don't know. I'd say they'll get 7 to 8. They'll probably squeak it out still. Now, the Vikings are one of the more promising teams to have it completely turned around this season as opposed to last season. They're going to have J.J. McCarthy. So that's the real the coin flip there. If J.J. McCarthy's good, they have potential to be like maybe even close to a 12 and 13 team. with that star-studded offense they have. And that defense is good too. They got Jonathan Allen out there. But the offense is what really shines. Of course, they have Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison is suspended right now. What did he... I forget what he got suspended for. Oh, it's for violating the league's substance abuse policy from his 2024 DUI arrest. I'll never understand why players in the NFL and stuff just do stupid shit to get arrested when they have their life literally made for them. If they just play the game that they got paid to play. But they also picked up Adam Thielen, old ass man. I think he's the oldest guy in the league, if I'm not mistaken. They got TJ Hawkinson still, and Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason they picked up from the 49ers. So they're gonna be good. It all goes back to JJ McCarthy though. It's all on him, honestly. The team and their record is gonna reflect how good he plays. If he plays on the level of like a CJ Stroud rookie year, I think they could be right there. Maybe like around the Broncos, probably below the Broncos a little bit. But if he doesn't, then I think they're going to be like right there. The Patriots are also another up-and-coming promising team. I think they're going to do good this year. I'm going to go ahead and throw them right there, and then I'll explain why. Drake May did really good. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch play. And they got Will Campbell on the line to protect him. They got Stephon Diggs, Demario Douglas. Ramondre Stevenson is kind of meh. I don't really like him as a running back. I don't think their running back situation is all that great. But they got decent receivers, good quarterback, really good line. They don't have anything crazy going on, but they got enough to have a solid season. Actually, my heart's telling me no. No, I got to put them down there. I think they're going to have 7 to 8. Maybe I'll end up being wrong. I don't know. The Saints. Honestly, yeah, I think they'd be right there. I forgot about the Saints. Chris Olave, he's like the only person. Well, no, Alvin Kamara is still on there. But who is their quarterback? Derek Carr retired. Who is on the Saints? This is like the forgotten NFL team. Spencer Rattler is going to be the quarterback. And they got Tyler Show as the backup. But yeah, they got Brandon Cooks, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara. They got talent, but I don't know. For some reason, they just can't put it together. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be that good. I don't think they're gonna be that good. I think they're above the Browns, but they're not. They'll maybe crack 5 wins. The New York Giants. The New York Giants, I think they are going to turn it around. They're going to be the biggest turnaround in the league. I think they were, 4? They had 4 wins last season. I think they're going to crank that up, and I think they'll have 9. I think they'll get 9 wins. Let me tell you why. They got Russell Wilson, and they have Jackson Dart as a backup, and they have Jameis Winston as his backup. If you have Jameis Winston on your team, that's plus 10 friendship points and automatically going to make you better. Russell Wilson, he does good and bad, so if he starts acting like an old-ass man again and starts sucking, flip him out for Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart looked pretty good out there. Tyrone Tracy, love that guy. They even have Cam Scatabo back there, too, to back him up and to back Devin Singletary up. Malik Neighbors, unit. That dude is going to be one of the best receivers in the league this year. I have him at like number 4 receiver in the league this year. They also got Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson. But on the other side of the ball, they got Dexter Lawrence over there, Brian Burns. So they got the ingredients. They got the ingredients to make a mighty fine pie. But then again, they could flop again, and they're not going to be as bad as last year. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. The New York Giants are one of my underdog stories. I'm rooting for them. I really like watching Tyrone Tracy play. The Jets. Oh no. The Jets, of course, still have Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. They got rid of Aaron Rodgers, thankfully. Pittsburgh has him now. He's in their hands. They're now stuck with Justin Fields on the Jets, which, is it better? Is it worse? Does it matter? Not really. No. I think they're one of the easiest teams to just put right there. Now, the Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to be at the top of that list. I don't think they're going to crack 6 wins. I think they cap out at 6. Because if you look at the Steelers depth chart, they got Aaron Rodgers, of course, and they got Mason Rudolph backing him up, so they got a tough quarterback room. Because if you look at the depth chart here, of course, the big moves in the offseason was DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers, both of which I'm not super hyped for. I don't think either of them are that crazy of pickups. They lost George Pickens. George Pickens was really good. He's on Dallas now. Poor guy. They got Pat Freiermuth, who's like old. They, of course, still got TJ Watt on the other side of the ball. He's really like the ray of sunshine on this team. Jaylen Warren's all right. I don't know. I just don't see him doing much good things. The Seahawks are another team that I think is going to do really good this year. They were 10-7 last year, which it really didn't feel like they were 10-7 last year. I thought they sucked ass. But they picked up Sam Darnold, of course. They got Kenneth Walker III and Zach Charbonnet backing him up. That's a really, really good backup to have. Zach Charbonnet went off last year when KW3 was out. Jackson Smith, one of the most explosive receivers in the league. Cooper Kupp is kind of washed, but still a good addition nonetheless. And they got Charles Cross on that line, Byron Murphy on the defense, DeMarcus Lawrence, Tyrese Knott. I think they're going to be good. I'm still surprised they were 10-7 last year. I don't know. I think they're in that same league, though. I think they're going to be right there, very middle of the pack. And the Buccaneers now, I really like the Buccaneers. I really like Bucky Irving. I might have a crush on that guy. But Bucky Irving's really good. Baker Mayfield's only getting better, showing the Browns that they really missed out on him. I'm going to put them right up there in the 12-13. I think they're going to be really, really good. Of course, Chris Godwin's out. Mike Evans is getting up there in age. But they picked up Egbuka, the rookie receiver. I think he's going to do really, really good. He'll step in there, immediately be like a wide receiver 3. Chris Godwin's going to be out for the first couple games, but they got like Sterling Shepard to back him up and Jalen McMillan out there too. He did good last year. Cade Otton's a pretty decent, pretty solid tight end to have. They got Antonio Winfield Jr. as a safety. I really like watching that guy play. Hassan Reddick as a linebacker. They got really, really good. They got good depth across their whole team. The main thing is just staying healthy, though, mainly with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Those two seem to like to stay injured a bit, but I think they're gonna have a really, really good season this year. What was their record last year? They were 10-7 also last year. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think they're gonna do better this year, though. I think they're gonna be like 12-13. I think they'll probably have 12 wins. They'll definitely make the playoffs. Now the Titans are a team that I really am just not. I just don't really care about them. I think they'll be like right there, right on the edge of 6-7. I'll put them right below the Dolphins. Actually, they got Cam Ward. They picked up. They got Calvin Ridley still. They got Okonkwo. He's a really good tight end. Tony Pollard still decent. Yeah, I don't really got much to say about him. That's it. Now the Washington Commanders. I really, really, really like the Commanders. I think they're up there. I think they're right below the Lions, right on the same tier as the Lions this year. Jaden Daniels obviously had a historic rookie season, making it all the way to the the NFC Championship before getting beat by the oh-so-dominant Eagles. I mean, nobody really stood a chance to the Eagles last year. They were unironically, literally steamrolling over everybody with Saquon Barkley. But maybe the Madden curse is real and Saquon Barkley won't do good this year. But they re-signed Terry. They re-signed Scary Terry. They still got Jaden Daniels. Austin Eckler's old, but he still gets the job done. They picked up Deebo Samuel. Maybe if he lays off the Big Macs, he'll be a good addition. Noah Brown, Zach Ertz, Laramie Tunsil, Dog. And then on that defensive side, they got some studs like Bobby Wagner and Von Miller. So they're going to be a really, really good contending team again this year, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the championship game once again. But there are some really, really good teams in here. Honestly, I think looking at this overall, this finished chart here, the only teams I might switch around are probably the Broncos. I might move them up. I might move the Bears up to the 7 to 8 tier. But overall, I think I like this. I might like the Bears more than the Patriots. I don't know. Let me do this. Let me move that around. Move them up there. Do I like this more? Yeah, I like that more. That right there. That's the good finished product right there. Let's go football. Catch you in the next one.